And now it's Wally of the Week time, and oh, looks like Mr. Harbourside Mansion's popped up again. Here he was, quite close to his Harbourside Mansion, out there on the harbour, lecturing CNN about how to confront Donald Trump.
I've dealt with President Trump, and my experience, and I think I'm being vindicated again, sucking up to Donald Trump is a big mistake.
Sucking up to Donald Trump is a big mistake. I don't recall Turnbull's great list of successes in the first Trump administration, but anyway, I think Donald Trump didn't know his name. He thought he was Mr. Trumbull.
No, but it's interesting when you go back and, you know, there was that whole negotiation between Turnbull and Trump in the first administration about taking those refugees.
Yes.
And I would just say, go back to the transcript, because you can find the transcript of that phone call, and you tell me whether you thought there was any sucking up happening. And that's up to the viewer to go do.
Okie doke. Well, that's my nominees, Turnbull. Always glad to have you on this segment of the show, Malcolm. James.
Well, you know, I've got 1.2 or 1.4 billion Wallies of the week. They're the dollars that we've spent to the ABC here. Now, you'd think that at a time of heightened community tension around anti-Semitism and things like that, you know, little things like facts might be important. But listen to this description here when they're talking about a certain house of worship. Have a listen.
Shadow Minister for Defence is speaking there. You can see the new Liberal leader, Angus Taylor, there as well. They are at the Adas Israel Mosque in Melbourne's southeast.
The Adas Israel Mosque. Huh. Okay, now this is the same synagogue, not mosque, by the way. Last time I checked, unless something very major has happened overnight, that was actually firebombed in an alleged anti-Semitic terror attack last year.
The Israel portion of that title would have given it away. It would have been a clue to what came next, but no, not at the ABC.
Yeah. Rita.
Now, someone who would be an ABC watcher if they were living in Australia, but thankfully they're in Canada, this character called Alexe Migneault, I don't know, some French-sounding name, has taken up some poor salon, taken legal action against them because when they've gone to book an online appointment and they've got the little drop-down boxes, it gave you two options, male haircut, female haircut, different prices for different haircuts. And apparently that's discriminatory. There should be a non-binary option. And how exactly would the salon price that when you're booking it online and figure out how long they need to devote to that task? But they've had a win. The salon's now got a non-binary option.
Rita, you've used the they pronoun twice now. Are you getting a...
Yeah.
Is Rita on the turn?
I'm just wondering.
New hate speech laws in this country, and
so
I don't want
Rita's
to be
gone
taken
full
to
they,
the
them.
gulag.
Well,
so
I am
observing pronouns. No, I'm really not.
It's because you don't know whether it was a he or a she.
I suspect it's a she who's identifying as a he and wanting to get a cheaper haircut as a consequence. So, yeah, this poor salon has now have to pay out $500. This character is now wanting $12,000 for pain and suffering.
Oh, please.
and more. So,
but
yeah.
They has just finished their segment.
I identify as Persian princess.
And now Zia is now going to do Z segment.
Well, I was just saying, though, I'm just sort of thinking about this whole sort of pricing thing, because, you know, how do you price? You think, you know, the male haircut, the female haircut, you understand a female haircut might be more complicated, so you're going to price it differently. But what are the pricing factors for a non-binary haircut? I mean, is it the price of purple hair dye? If that goes up, do they become more expensive? Obviously...
Does it come with a complimentary septum ring?
You know, does the price of electricity have to do with the clippers and everything like that? I don't know.
Actually, you've got a point there. You can't generalise. You can't generalise hate group speach laws. Yeah, thanks, Susan Lay.
Re-education
thanks, Susan. Great work there. No wonder you got punted. I'm going to go back to Albo. We started the show with Albo, so I think we should be bringing Albo back in as a theme. Here he is talking about Pauline Hanson. Have a listen to this.
Yeah, Pauline Hanson appeals to our darkest forces I want to appeal to light and to optimism and to unity, because that's the way our country will go forward.
Oh, dear.
I'm literally lost
hilarious.
words. Pauline Hanson appeals to our darker forces, and me, Albo, I'm light. I mean, is he on some kind of religious quest now?
He is so delusional, and that video clip goes perfectly with what we opened the show with. This notion that, you know, he loves public primary schools because it's the only place he's safe from right-wing extremism. And that's what he means by right-wing extremism. It's Pauline Hanson, it's One Nation, it's probably, what now, 50% of the population, maybe 60% of the population who voted no. That's who he sees as a danger and different from him, who is just light and love and unity. That's why he's brought the country
turning
together.
into George Harrison. He'll have the incense out next, and he'll be doing the Hare Krishna down the street. Come on, Albo.
Is he
get
trying
real.
to sound like,
seriously.
Barack Obama, the light worker? Remember when people were doing that sort of thing? Anybody who has had any dealings with Anthony Albanese knows that this guy plays so hard, so sharp. He's a master of the political dark arts. Ask all of the victims of him in the party room, in the Labour Party room, about
Interesting.
what
I've
he's
never
like.
thought of Albo as sharp, but that's a new. That is a new. I campaigned to have Wally of the Week renamed Albo of the Week, and I just want to put that on the record.
This week it has to be Albo. I mean, seriously, dark forces of Pauline Hanson, the light that shines. Albo is now the light on the hill. That's how he sees himself. Maybe they could build a statue to him.
Sometimes I say little prayers to Albo when I'm just conflicted about issues of life and, you know, what decision I should make. I just sit there and go, what would Albo do?
Well, just
what would Albo do? And I don't know.
We're not
what to
allowed
do.
to mock him because he gets very upset if you put cartoons or silly faces or memes that are mocking him. So you're not allowed to mock him. If you go to any school other than a public school, you're a Nazi, fascist, right-wing lunatic. Anyone who's not in the Labor Party is a dark sort of force. And he's the light on the hill.
He's the light on the hill.
Now I get it. Now I'm getting the Albo thesis. Okay.
It is, you know, it is going to get to the point where it's not going to be misinformation laws about Albo, it's going to be blasphemy laws. You know, that we are sitting
On
against
that note,
the shining light of Albo thought, guiding us.
Do we have a unanimous Wally of the Week renamed Albo of the Week? I think we do.
This week it's the Albo.